Good evening, everyone. Let's have another round of applause for the Franklin Learning Center dancers. Hello, let me introduce myself. My name is Dana Elise Williams, and I'm the dance director at Franklin Learning Center High School. Thank you. Franklin Learning Center High School is the oldest performing, it's one of the programs in our center, and it is the oldest performing arts program in a Philadelphia public school. We have been very, very fortunate throughout the years since 2004 to have a partnership with Gene Ruddy's Performance Garage through the Youth Moves program. If you're not familiar with Youth Moves, and if you're not familiar with Franklin Learning Center, the purpose of our program is to bridge the gap. And when I say bridge the gap from the dance school environment that you have as a child, you guys know that one. You get the pretty pink tutu and mommy takes a picture and it sits on the mantelpiece. And then you look up one day and you say, I want to be a professional dancer. Well, sometimes the two don't align so well. So the purpose of Franklin Learning Center is to bridge the gap and to introduce students who have an interest in dance into the professional realm, if they want to go to college or if they want to pursue it as a profession. Youth Moves has been so important to our program because it has allowed us to have more contact with professional teachers, instructors, choreographers. This year, our instructor was the Deborah Manning, and she was fabulous this year. She worked very closely with our students. She was a principal dancer with Philadelphia and also with the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. We appreciate her so much. And it is through these programs that these children and these potential new dance professionals will have the opportunity to aspire and reach the goals that they all want to have.
That was beautiful. Wei Wei Ma, choreographer. So, what's it like, and how has being Dance Vision's resident artist, how has that helped you in regards to your future, your hopes, and your goals for your career?
Thank you so much have this opportunity to talk with us. And yes, that's really amazing program, and I got a really amazing experience, and of course, a hard work. So during this process, we did so many different events. We had master class, master teaching, and we had hub chat. We have film events. We have open rehearsal. So we did each month, we got different events here. And absolutely, each week we have a rehearsal in this beautiful space. And thank you so much for this opportunity. I can have this opportunity to develop my choreography, my own audience, and my dance journey. Thank you. And I just want to say thank you for Performance Garage. All staff support me here. And also I want to say thank you all of us to support me, support local artists and dance arts. So amazing things. Today we just show a little bit, just taste. If you want to see more, please join us May 19th and 20th, same place here, Performance Garage, and see our whole program. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you and congratulations. Wei Ma, thank you very much. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Performance Garage. It is our honor and privilege to have the opportunity to celebrate our dear and yours this evening. Philadelphia will now be forever a destination city full of rich cultural offerings and multiple theaters in which to see those things because of you and your hard work and vision. We can't thank you enough, and I personally thank you for all the guidance and encouragement you've given me over the years with the Performance Garage. And you're an inspiration. You're the top.
I was lucky enough to meet Anne shortly after she came to Philadelphia. She came to lunch at the Horticultural Society, and I was just charmed by her right away.
When I walked into the Kimmel Center and was introduced to Anne, she was so warm.
First of all, she has a winning personality. And by that, I don't mean she's just a good person, because she is that first and foremost. But I mean, she loves the arts, and she believes in the arts.
I met Miss Ann at the beginning of a major career transition for me. I was very much a fish out of water. She helped me to center myself and find my own voice.
And it's like completely organized, which is inspiring. I don't know if you've ever like sit and chatted with her, or if you had her read something of yours and it comes back as, "Dear Nicole, everything in red is what I think you need to change."
She leaves me often with a brava and a sending off. And there's a sense of encouragement.
It's super humbling because it's never to a point where she wants to make you feel less of what you're capable of, but it's always an effort to push you forward, always an effort to kind of make you that much more of a powerful and stronger person.
It was her vision, her selflessness, and her passion that really led to the idea of combining the Kimmel Center and the Philadelphia Orchestra. And that is a transformational event.
And I don't think we could have done that without Anne. You know, this might come as a surprise to people listening to me, but arts and cultural groups can be a little difficult.
Anne's contribution to Philadelphia I would characterize as indelible. She has made a mark and created a home and a campus for a wide range of artists and organizations.
At the end of the day, you know, when you think of the Kimmel Center, you have to think of Anne. It really is the house that Anne built.
Through the Broadway series, through the Philadelphia Ballet, through the opera, through the orchestra, there were so many events. It brought so many people together. The impact really is felt for just miles and miles away.
Anne and I just had dinner recently, and I didn't know that she used to sing. And she's like, "I'm working on getting my voice back, and I've been, doing some exercise." I was like, "You sing?" And it didn't even occur to me that someone who ran operas for her whole career might actually be able to sing. It just kind of opened up a whole new sort of appreciation that I have for her now, and to understand some of the things that she was able to execute while she was at the Kimmel Center.
One of the things that I remember so happily is when she put on the Avenue of the Arts Festival, and on a warm night, we all stood outside and watched those amazing trapeze artists up over Broad Street, and that was one of the highlights of my life.
We literally closed down Broad Street and had this I don't even know how to describe it, but it was just an incredible array of artists and acrobats. And it was one of the big moments for me as mayor. I remember being out there and just looking around, and it was one of the great, great events in the city's history.
I really don't like to think of what the cultural landscape in Philadelphia would look like without Anne. She brought an energy and a dedication and a vision to the Philadelphia arts scene that really made an impactful difference.
Thank you for your impact on the arts in Philadelphia. Thank you for being a model of how to collaborate. Thank you for your friendship and mentorship. And thank you for giving us this beautiful venue that we will work hard to continue its legacy and make you proud.
I'm so proud to count myself as your friend. Thank you for everything that you have done and the many ways you've affected all of us.
You came to me in many, many instances when the city was rocked by the Great Recession, when there was turmoil in the community, and I could always, always, always depend on you. A, to lift my spirits, but I think B, more importantly, to lift the spirits of Philadelphians. And I really just want to say thank you.
And I'd just like to thank you for all that you gave me the minute I walked in the door of the Kimmel Center and I met you.
Not many people come to Philadelphia and become ingrained in it and make sure that they make a contribution to our city like you did. You're wonderful. You've been very, very, very kind to all of us. And Philadelphia will never be the same without you.
When I think about Anne, it's only with gratitude to her for her expansive, joyful, and collaborative vision for the arts and culture in Philadelphia, for her warm embrace of everybody in the arts community here. So Anne, to you, truly, thank you from my heart, but also from an incredibly grateful community's heart.
I just wish you all the best because you deserve it.
Well, thanks, Dan, for all you've done. I will miss you tremendously.
We need you and we love you. My special message to Anne, and I'm going to try not to cry. Thank you. You've been a friend, a mentor, a champion to someone you didn't even know. So thank you.
I don't know what to say after that. And yeah, I think everyone feels the same way in this room. And I thank you for always believing that somebody could do this in an old horse stable and show up and watch our performances and watch us grow from a very raw space to what we have now. And having the company at PIFA with PAFA was amazing, and seeing you sit there in the audience and always being there for me. Thank you so much.
And I want to say a couple of things. One is, I was out of town at the time of the video, and I probably wouldn't have passed the screen test anyway. But I would say of everything in the video, there was no overstatement whatsoever. I mean, I just second everything that was said there. I'd like to say one other thing, which is, I think, Anne, our paths would have crossed for sure anyway, but our paths did cross almost the day you arrived in Philadelphia as the head of the Kimmel Center, because of a classmate of mine from 1959 from Trinity College all the way through graduate school, and now a friend and a business partner. And he was, and his wife Zibby were heavily involved in the cultural activity of Salt Lake and Jim and Zibby made the introduction to us to Ann before she got here. And Zibby and Jim are here now, and I'd like them to stand. Well, we are dog friendly, and they did bring their dog from New York. The dog is not here today. It's a very nice dog. And Ann, we'd like to have you come up on the stage, and we have a presentation to make.
Oh, sorry. Fabulous. Oh, this is magnificent.
It seems like Jean might want it, so you might see if she...
Thank you. I'll let you hold this while I talk.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm holding it for you. Okay.
Yes, I know. Jean and Victor, how do I begin to thank you for this? I am honored, I am humbled, and having this from you means more to me than you will ever know. Thank you. Thank you. And look at this crowd and so many faces, faces of treasured friends and colleagues. I can't thank you enough for being here this evening. It means the world to me. It really does. And I was going to start with the story. Victor stole it a little bit, but I will give my version. I was moving from Salt Lake, packing up, and my treasured friends, Jim and Zibby, said, Ann, you have got to meet close friends of ours in Philly. And the fact that they were college roommates at Trinity, I mean, what are the odds of that? Fabulous. So the minute I got here, I met Jean and Victor, and we hit it off instantly. And they have been such marvelous colleagues and friends. And Victor soon became a member of the Kimmel board and was chair of the Facility Ops Committee, did a tremendous job, served on the executive committee. And then as we started to plan PIFA, Jean and the Jean Ruddy Dance Company were some of the first that stepped forward to perform for that inaugural festival. It was just fabulous. And of course, I think you know that Jean, for 10 marvelous years, had the Jean Ruddy Dance Company. Superb. And then they changed and focused completely their attention on this performance garage. This is invaluable, not only to the dance world, but to our entire community. When you think of the number of dance companies that are either young, just starting up, or tiny, or struggling financially, they don't have a place to rehearse, much less a place to perform. They can't even afford a portable Marley dance floor to protect their dancers. And here they have a state-of-the-art venue, a sprung dance floor, the superb expertise of Jean and her team, support. It is transformational for these companies and helping them not only to survive, but to thrive. And some of these companies are serving kids who would never be able to have the exposure to the arts, to dance, were it not for Jean and this marvelous space. Yes. Some of these kids would never have the chance to find themselves, to express themselves creatively. And some would never have a chance to find a way out of crime and violence if it were not for this fabulous performance garage. You know, it used to just break my heart when some of these companies would come to the Kimmel asking for space. And even when we offered it for free, they couldn't afford the union labor costs. And wonderfully, Jean and Victor have maintained a non-union shop so that everyone can afford to be here. Thank you. And it's not only the new or the small companies that take advantage here. I'm thrilled with two of my favorites, Philadelphia and the Philadelphia Ballet. And, you know, there are times when they're doing, you know, experimental work, when they're doing things that take more time or more space than the Kimmel has available. And so how wonderful to be in this space. It's fantastic. So I will share another story. When I first came to Philly, I wanted to go to the locations of each of our rescos to see how they operated, meet their staffs, see their spaces. So I took a cab out to see Joan Myers Brown and Danko's space. We had a wonderful time. We toured, I met Joan's staff, and then Joan looked at me as I was preparing to leave and she said, "Ann, you don't think you're gonna find a cab out here to bring you back to Center City, do you?" I was new in town, I didn't know. Joan graciously drove me back to Center City herself. And I will treasure that ride for as long as I live because Joan told me her entire story. And you know, it is a fabulous story. Joan has literally transformed the world of dance. And yes, she has. And Philadelphia tours the world, and they are revered around the globe. And when I go to watch their performances, the power, the expertise, passion, I am in total awe. And speaking of awe and transformation, let's talk about the arrival of Angel and Shelley Power to Philadelphia Ballet. Unbelievable. Shelley's business acumen, her incredible leadership, and her persistence has made that company fiscally sound. And Angel's vision, his passion, his incredible talent has elevated that artistic level tenfold. Absolutely extraordinary. And yes, and I am so thrilled that we get to see both of those troupes perform tonight. And speaking of performing, enough talking. It's time to see them perform, but in closing, Jean and Victor, I can't begin to thank you enough. And my mentees who spoke so beautifully on the video, two of whom are here tonight. Guys, thank you. Fabulous. And most importantly, I thank each and every one of you for being here. It means the world to me from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.